Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self love and growth. Hey, collective. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. So, this is going to be your inner wisdom compass oracle message. And I received some new decks for you guys. So, what I'll also be able to do at the end of your message here is give you some advice. I will be able to kind of give you some information to help illuminate your path. I'll also be able to, get you some advice on some shadow work that, probably we all need to be working on as well. Also, and give you, you know, a few advice cards regarding some healing, some closure, and maybe some lessons that, we all need to be learning. Okay. All right, well, let's see what's happening with my collective right now. I hope you guys have had an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, or whenever you are watching this. All of my current followers and subscribers, welcome back, you guys. Thank you so much for being here again with me. To all of my incoming followers and subscribers, welcome in, you guys. Hopefully, my messages are able to give you, just some life and love advice and help you along your journey here. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what's going on. Let's see what we need to talk about. What do we need to talk about? Oh, wow. Okay. I'm telling you, these messages, they come out and they be ready to go. So let's see what we have here. Okay. All right. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. Make sure you guys can see. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So the first card we have is flexibility. Sometimes it's just best to go with the flow. Everything in life is not always going to go your way. Bend, but don't break. And then we have refresh, recharge. And it says, take time out of the busy and stressful world around you. Take a moment to feel the sun on your face, wiggle your toes in the grass, and get back grounded. Okay? That is in the reverse. So then we have laughter also in the reverse. Laughter is a medicine for the soul. So laugh, even if it is through tears. Okay? Then we have speak your truth. Never be afraid to speak your truth. Stand strong, shade the ground you walk on, and never back down from your own morals and beliefs. Okay? Then we have bridges. Never forget the bridges that brought you across because it may just be the very one that will have to take you back. Be careful not to burn it. That's in the reverse. Then we have be yourself. Everyone else is taken. You deserve the best. Know your worth. Okay. And then we have strength. You never know just how strong you really are until being strong is your only choice. And then we have desperation. Never do anything out of desperation, because in doing so, you may never regain your dignity or your reputation. Okay. What's happening here in my collective? Hmm. So this almost seems like definitely a message of encouragement for you guys. So just starting with, flexibility. I feel like you are attempting to kind of just have control over everything that's happening around you. And I feel like there is frustration that's building because you're realizing that you're not able to do that. I mean, being able to control everything, I mean, almost just like everything being perfect is an illusion. So you're being encouraged to learn how to just kind of go with the flow of life, ebb and flow with life right now. And depending on the situation, that may be very difficult or a difficult concept to put into play. But from what I'm seeing here, because you are trying so hard to control everything around you, person, places, things, you are stressed out. You have not had a moment to step outside of this busy schedule you find yourself on that seems maybe self imposed. No judgment. But if you're trying to control every little thing that's happening, even the things that really are beyond your control, I mean, you're creating a stressful environment, a stressful and chaotic world around you because you're not willing to take a moment to take a step back and let go for a little bit and just kind of see what happens. Again, you know your situation, but what I'm seeing here is someone who is definitely stressed out beyond belief. There is no laughter, there's no joy right now in your life. You are not a happy camper to the point where you're not even able to laugh through the tears that you probably are crying on a daily basis. I'm sure behind closed doors, maybe some of you out in the open, but this more seems like someone who is trying to hold it together, but behind closed doors, you are truly, truly having a hard time right now. And maybe it's because you are trying to keep this facade to everyone around you that you are very strong. I mean, I get that. When I tell you I understand and I get that, I did that for a very, very long time. It is still part of who I am, but I have learned that to be strong is one thing, but to wear a mask of strength, knowing that you're breaking on the inside and behind closed doors because you refuse to ask for help when you are truly in desperate need of it, is self sabotage. It sounds like you need to speak your truth. Never be afraid to speak your truth. Stand strong. Shade the ground you walk on. Never back down from your own morals and beliefs. If you are truly having a hard time right now in life, because I mean, to be honest, at what point, you know, does someone not have a hard time? You need to open up and you need to express yourself. But with this bridges in reverse card here, maybe you feel like you're having to handle all of these things by yourself because maybe you've burned bridges with people, places, and things. So maybe you feel like you don't have a good support system right now. And maybe that's why you are acting out of desperation. Because maybe instead of being yourself, instead of finding a moment of humility and saying, I need help, I am struggling with XYZ, I can't handle this, and that alone, I'm heartbroken. Whatever the situation may be, we're all dealing with things differently, but really the message is the same. If you are trying to control the situation, if you are trying to be strong in moments where you need help because you are trying to cover up your pain, what this is asking you to do is find a way to be more flexible even with yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself to the point where you feel like you constantly have to be so strong, because eventually that strength, without the right support to back it, will break down. And you will start to think that you being strong is you acting out of desperation and doing things that you cannot come back from, trying to save face because you don't want people to truly see how unhappy you really are, how stressed out you really are. This card here also makes me feel like I'm talking to someone. The way that this woman's face is looking, it looks like they're exhausted. And it being right, this person has been trying to hold things together for so long. When you know that there's a truth that needs to be spoken, this person with their head down and eyes closed, again, it gives me this same energy of just being exhausted, being tired of having to hide what you're truly going through, what you truly need from the people around you right now. And it makes me feel like this person is feeling shame because of it. You know, maybe you're not around a group of people who seem to have struggles. Maybe, you know, this is a normal thing, the environment that you know, maybe grew up in, or maybe the environment that you find yourself in now, you know, with your friends or coworkers. So maybe everyone puts on this facade of being on top of the world all the time. But I can tell you right now, they're bullshitting you. There was a car honk outside, so confirmation. They're bullshitting you. People are not as together as they try to make it seem. And the sad thing is, you really are struggling to keep this mask on your face of strength when you are truly, truly exhausted, when you are stressed out, when you're unhappy. But You don't seem to have people around you that you can go to and just be honest and open about it. But eventually, as strong as you are being right now, your strength will be tested. Wow. Wow. I didn't even realize this card was underneath here. Confidence. Never allow anyone to try to confuse your confidence with arrogance. Confidence is a trait to be admired, not feared or punished. Be confident in knowing that you are not alone in your struggle. So maybe that will make you feel more comfortable in opening up and being yourself in this situation. That's so crazy, you guys. I literally had no idea that card was there. But somebody needs this message and they need to know that you're not by yourself. Take the time to get out of stressful situations by speaking your truth, being open about how you're feeling. And sometimes you being that one person out of the group that is strong enough to be open and honest, it usually opens up the doors for others to now want to also be honest. But somebody have to start somewhere. Otherwise, maybe these are not really true friends. But you're lacking this right now. And it's because you don't know how people are going to perceive you once you let them know what you're dealing with. So you are very insecure. And realize that all situations that we deal with are temporary. So maybe you expressing what you're dealing with will give someone an opportunity to give you some advice or tell you how they had to deal with it or what to do to help you move forward or get out of it. But by holding back, it's not going to move you forward. Let me pull some cards from our shadow work deck. Let's just see, what do we need to be working on with pertaining to this situation? What do we need to be working on? Because I feel like in everyday life, you are so strong all the time, but there's always going to be those situations that come up that test our strength. And in those moments, you don't always have to pretend to be strong when you're really going through something. What shadow work do we need in this situation? Two. One more, please. Wow. Okay. Wow. I mean, talk about needing to come out. Okay. Well, the first one says Spirit Awakening. Sit with your shadows. It's the way to enlightenment, intuition, spirituality. So, some of you need to use your intuition in this situation to help you figure out what to do. And then we have no boundaries. Difficult to establish healthy respect. Take care to ensure your needs are met. Respect, self care, and limits. And maybe this is a situation with this no boundaries card where I'm talking to someone who allows people to depend on them all the time, even to the point where they are stressed out because maybe you don't want to tell them that you can't do it. Maybe you're afraid to say no. You know, this could be your parents. I mean, it can be your kids, you know, depending on the situation. But it seems like you haven't spoken your truth and let these people know you are exhausted. You can't do this alone. And there seems to be no boundaries, no limit on the things that they demand of you or expect of you. And this is why you're feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, lacking confidence, but you're trying to portray this strength. And then we have unmasking the truth. The eye sees only what the mind is prepared to know, self examining revelation. Yeah, the truth is you're tired. And you have people around you who are choosing not to see this about you. But I'm pretty sure it's obvious. I'm pretty sure it's clear to them. But because you are not saying it, you are not speaking your truth on it, they will continue to ignore it in order to make sure they get what they need from you. That is just the bottom line. So, what are you going to do? When is it going to be time for you to open your mouth and say, look, I can't do this anymore. I'm done with this. Or there needs to be boundaries or limits to what you're asking. I'm not going to keep running and jumping to all of your demands alone. What other advice? Let's see. What other advice? I am so sorry, whoever is dealing with this. You know, carrying the world on your shoulder and you're only one person. It's a lot, especially when it's what people expect of you. They forget that you're also a human being. You're also someone who needs rest and relaxation. You're also someone who is not always perfect, and sometimes you're going to have a day. Let's see, what other advice? Two more, please. Two more, please. Okay, we'll take those. So the first advice that came out, which is exactly what I'm saying, find inner peace. Peace isn't found outside, it's cultivated within. Create stillness in your mind and soul. You need to give yourself a minute so you can find some peace. What else came out here? Let's see. Shatter the false story. I mean, yes, what you keep telling yourself might not be the truth. Break the illusion and meet your soul without the mask. Yes. Shatter this illusion of you being so strong that you can handle everything. Shatter this illusion that the people around you have, that they can depend on you and get from you whatever it is they want and desire at any point in time. That is an illusion that you need to break by speaking your truth. Step beyond comfort. Growth only happens outside the comfort zone. Embrace discomfort as a sign of progress. They're going to be a little bit uncomfortable with the simple fact that you're not going to be jumping when they say jump or asking how high, because you're going to start saying no sometimes to them. You're not going to always be there to provide the things that they want, because most of the time the things that they want are probably things that they really don't need, but they know that they usually can depend on you to get it for them. So yes, they will be a little bit uncomfortable, but that will be progress for you. Untangle emotional dependency. When love feels like survival, it's not love, it's fear. You're safe without the attachment. So this makes me feel like we're talking about a situation where there is a codependent partner who has always known you to give them whatever it is they want. You've always felt like you needed to make sure that they were happy, and you've gone above and beyond for them probably for years. I'll say 5 to 10 years, maybe 2 to 5 for some of you. but you've been doing this for a very long time, so they are used to getting what they want from you. And for years, whether you could do it or not, you figured out a way, whether it was the right way or wrong way. But there was some feeling of codependency where it's almost like you didn't want to let them down. You didn't want them to think of you being less of a man, woman, flip it where it needs to go. But you wanted them to see you in this certain manner always, as being strong, as being someone who can handle any situation. You wanted to be looked at in this certain light, but you are now fading. You are exhausted. So now it's time to open up. It's time to speak your truth so that you can start to heal from this. Let me give you a few more cards of advice from cosmic energy here, and let's see, to help you along this path. I commend you for wanting to make sure you are a provider. I think that is an amazing characteristic. I commend you for being this provider as long as you have been. Because again, I can tell this has been going on for a very long time because the people around you just expect you to do this with no problems. And yes, it is partially your fault that they have this expectation because it is the expectation that you gave them. But again, I commend you for wanting to be a provider, wanting to be looked up to and admired and loved as a provider, but even a provider or a caregiver needs care, right? Two more. One more, please. Rebirth. Every end is a new beginning. The situation needs to come to a close of the codependency. Harmony. Harmony is the beautiful melody in relationships. There has been no harmony for you in this relationship for a very long time. You have kept harmony by being the giver, being the provider that does not receive. Your soul is exhausted. You need nurturing. Nurture others and also yourself. You have always nurtured others, but who's been pouring back into you? That has been lacking for you for a very long time, and it is becoming harder and harder to ignore. You're exhausted. Give yourself some grace. Speak your truth. If you need a break, say you need a break. Throw your hands up and say, I can't continue to hold this alone. Keep building upon this foundation that is crumbling by myself. Because the truth is, any relationship, I don't care if it's a marriage, I don't care if you're just dating, friendship, it has to be an equal give and take. You are depleted right now. You need your cup refilled. So it's time for your rebirth. It's time for you to take a step back and start making the people around you a little bit uncomfortable, how you've probably been feeling for a long time. And don't be ashamed of that. Don't feel guilty for that. Because obviously they've seen what you can do for a very long time. So now let's see what they can do for you. Confirmation. All right, collective, that's what I have. Hopefully this message did resonate for you. And if so, please hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me. If there's someone that you love that needs this message, please don't hesitate to spread the love and share. But until next time, you guys, bye. And P.S., you're worth the fight. You got this.